Hey, I was waiting for the brilliant minds of Instagram to tell me that I am indeed live, so guess it's the truth. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry that I'm a little bit late getting started today. I was hoping to have kind of different backgrounds for these so you guys wouldn't get bored. And some people say, oh, you should always have the same background, but I don't know. I kind of like the books, pictures of my husband's kids, my son-in-law, my daughter, and one of our dogs, our late dog Aspen, and then this wonderful Buddha that I found, oh my gosh, must have been about 1978, back in Kansas City, a gift from my wonderful first husband who passed away. So there's history in all of our environments, and it's cruel, I think, sometimes to share those. Oh, thank you, Vegan Values Vancouver, for telling me that I'm on time. I think sometimes time needs a little bit of an elastic waist. So what I'm going to be reading to you today from Younger by the Day is called Curiouser and Curiouser. When centenarians are asked their longevity secrets, curiosity invariably comes up. People who are interested in the world, in other people, in ideas, inventions, trends, what's around the next corner, age more slowly, all other things being equal, than the next person. And it makes sense. They need to be here and in full possession of their faculties to be in on what's coming up. If any disinterest tries to sneak into your attitude, eradicate it straight away. Disinterest can expand, growing from a minor pest to a full-fledged plague. Watch for lines like, I don't really care, or not much interested anymore. If you live long enough, you'll have done a lot of things. You either have to find fresh new areas to investigate or experience the old ones over again from a fresh vantage point. It doesn't matter, for example, how many times you've gone skiing in Vermont or watched The Wizard of Oz. This is a whole new year. You can do things in a whole new way. Guard against a blasé attitude. It may seem sophisticated, but in this case, your choice is between aged and sophisticated or youthful and curious. Ask questions. What is this? Where does it come from? How does it work? See if you can draw people out about their lives, their childhoods, their work, their hobbies. Read historical markers on the highway and the descriptions of the paintings at the art museum and every actor's bio in the playbill. Subscribe to publications you're interested in, and when you're at the doctor's office or the library, read the ones you didn't know you were interested in. Curiosity is an equal opportunity character trait. It goes outward in all directions and helps you age in one direction, younger. Revitalize your life with words. I find a million things fascinating, and I am eager to explore them all. So I remember way back 17, 18 years ago when I was writing that little chapter for this book that was published in December of 2004. And you know, they say sometimes that if you need to know something, you should teach it. And that's certainly true for anybody that writes the kind of books that I write, because I really admire people that have this compelling curiosity, because I have had one really compelling curiosity in my life, and that is the big picture, the whole spiritual thing. Why are we here? What's the purpose? What are we supposed to do while we're here? What does God expect of us? I use the word God, you use whatever word you want. And so that's been the big overarching interest. I've had interests and I have interests, but that's the really big one. And so I have to work hard to have these kinds of curiosities that I was reading about here, like what's this? How does it work? Because it's been really easy for me my whole life to say, okay, you know, it's a light bulb. I use it. I don't care how it works. But the longer along we get in life, the more important I think it is to just find everything downright fascinating. And, you know, I said my big interest is the spiritual, And there's a teaching that weaves its way through just about every wisdom tradition on earth, and that is that spirit, whatever you behold as divine, is really the warp and the woof of everything that there is. So being curious about a sunrise or a big tree, that's a spiritual interest too. So just in case you are curious about this, I hope you can see it. This locket I bought at the Jokang market in Lhasa, Tibet in either 1991 or 1993. I'm fortunate enough to have been able to go to that incredible place twice. So I bought it one of those years, and it's tied up here with some yarn. I don't know if you can see that, but if you untie the yarn and open this, there is a parchment scroll, and on it is written in Tibetan over and over again the great Buddhist mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Now, I'm not a Buddhist, and I'm not sure I'm going to translate this right, but I think that is the jewel at the center of the lotus, which I interpret as that divine within. So that's my story about my necklace. Oh my goodness. I know every inch is sacred space, but Tibet really felt it in a way that I don't feel everywhere. But, you know, maybe if I evolved enough, I would. So I have a couple of announcements. Hey, oh, I see lots of wonderful people. People I recognize, people I don't. Welcome, all of you. So I want to let you know something that's going to be happening this Sunday. It actually happens the fourth Sunday of every month, and that is the monthly Sunday service of the Compassion Consortium, or maybe you say Consortium. I think maybe that's the British way to say it. But anyway, you can find out all about it at Compassion Consortium, ORG. And what it is a beautiful interfaith, interspiritual, and interspecies center for people who are interested in their spiritual lives and who also care about animals. Because sometimes you might have a church, synagogue, ashram, mosque, and you love it, but they just don't get how you feel about animals. Or some people actually have left their worship centers. That one lovely woman had said to me that she had been Baptist her whole life, but she couldn't go back to her church after they roasted a pig. Well, I certainly understand that. So if you are in any of those situations, or if you're just curious about the Compassion Consortium, then go to compassionconsortium.org and see what's up. There is never any charge for any Compassion Consortium event, but you do need to register so that we can get the Zoom link to you. So this Sunday, that is 4 o'clock, 4 to 5:30 Eastern time. So I'll be doing this live a little bit earlier, like 2:30. But our special guest that I'll be interviewing is Kathy Freston. Oh my gosh, do you all love Kathy Freston? If you do, let's have some hearts and love symbols coming up in the chat. Kathy is so amazing. She's written a whole bunch of books on wellness, on compassion. She's written The Lean and Veganist and Clean Protein. Kathy actually is the person, if you remember when Oprah had her network show, in her very last season, a guest came on, beautiful, model-esque woman. Well, that was Kathy Freston. And she got the whole Oprah staff to go vegan for a month. That's how cool she is. You know, she just says, Oprah, you think this would be a good idea? And Oprah's like, yeah. So Kathy is going to be with us at the Compassion Consortium this Sunday. And she's going to be talking about her spiritual life and her life of compassion. And we're also going to have a wonderful cameo pop-up. We always have something called Compassion in Action when somebody comes on who's doing just something very, very cool and very compassionate in the world. And that is going to be John Lewis, aka Badass Vegan. And John has recently come out with a fabulous documentary that he did alongside one of the filmmakers of Cowspiracy and What the Health, Keegan Kuhn, and that documentary is called They're Trying to Kill Us. And that comes from a rap lyric of Stick of Dead Prez, who wrote, they kill more brothers with the food than with guns. And I might not have that a direct quote, but that's close. So it was that lyric that inspired John Lewis to look at what was going on in minority areas with food and food availability and food justice. So it is a cool movie. They're in distribution contracts, so you can only watch the trailer right now. You can see it at they'retryingtokillus.com, but without the apostrophe. And on February 15th, the Compassion Consortium will have our book and film night, or book or film night. I guess that's it. It's going to be film night, February 15th. And both John and Keegan will come on to talk at length about the film. But we'll get a little intro and the trailer this Sunday at compassionconsortium.org. Check it out. Get your Zoom link. Join us. I think you'll really love it. And you know what? I'm starting to love doing these little lives every afternoon. So if you know somebody that wants to grow younger, feel happier, hang out with me a little bit, please turn them on to @VictoriaMoran_author, and maybe we'll get a little community going. You can always use more of that. Okay, everybody, have a beautiful rest of this day wherever you are in this beautiful world, and I will see you tomorrow, Saturday, and it's not going to be 4:30 because my fabulous Ayurvedic physician, who now lives in Florida, is coming to New York, and we'll see some of his clients tomorrow. So I'm going to be with him at 4:30. So I imagine I'll do this right around 2:30. Let's just say 2:30, Saturday and Sunday. So I hope to see some of you then. All the best. God bless.